Hell's Revenge in Moab is one of the most famous off-roading trails in the world, but you don't have to be a skilled off-roader to do this trail. So come join us in this video as we go on the ride of our lives. Let's go! We booked a tour with Dan Mick Jeep Tours. We chose them because they could accommodate our family of 6. We had no idea our tour guide would actually be Dan Mick himself. Dan is a legend in Moab, and we'll find out much more about him on our ride. One of the iconic things to do in Moab is to go on a Jeep ride. The cool thing is they're picking us right up at our hotel, and then they're gonna take us right into the hills nearby here for a 3-hour Jeep ride. My understanding, kind of terrifying, so we're gonna see how our family handles it. Dan's kindly picking us up at our hotel on a cool November morning. The travel season is winding down in Moab, but thankfully he's still open for business. At 73 years old, Dan's had a rough year of health problems, but he's recovering and ready to get back out on the road. We're only his 5th tour this year, which makes our luck in getting him even more remarkable. The area we're going to is called Sand Flats, where there are many Jeep trails, but the most famous trail is Hell's Revenge. It will take 2 to 3 hours to navigate this 6-mile trail. The trail wastes no time getting to it, and neither does Dan, who starts messing with us from the get-go.
Oh man, I didn't even have my seatbelt on. Maybe I should put it on.
The dude steered with one hand while eating a breakfast burrito with the other.
Oh wow. Somebody ate too much breakfast.
Just a few minutes in, we were all hanging on for dear life.
Whoa.
Still trying to figure out what we just got ourselves into, Dan's giving us a chance to catch our breath. Dan is a consummate storyteller, and here he's not just showing us some actual dinosaur tracks, but he's recreating the events.
Where there was little dinosaurs, there was big dinosaurs. So bend over a little bit, your knees. Okay, keep doing that. And brother, come on over here, this way here. 3-toe claw. Yeah. See the 3-toe right there? Yeah. Put your feet on. Okay, get your claws up. Yeah, see what's happening? You're not paying any attention over here. There's one of your footprints right there, you see it? Yeah. You jump up in the air, you run over there, you jump on her back and take her down.
Cheryl wouldn't be laughing for long. She nearly crushed the handrail from holding on so tight through the obstacles, as they are called. Whenever we encounter an obstacle, Dan gives us the choice between the easy way or the fun way. Hill looks like it's straight up and down. Never mind, we want to go the easy way.
We made it!
Dan's jokes kind of balance out the sheer terror.
Whoa!
I don't think that works.
Rock-a-bye, babe! When the wind blows! Up we go here. Okay, now we're starting to climb up to that volcanic ash line again. See it right there. First one to grab a hold of something has to buy root beer tonight. There we go. Oh. Made it.
It's hard to convey the craziness of the obstacles on video, but YouTube is littered with videos of people who have rolled their Jeeps while attempting Hell's Revenge. One guy has even made a living towing Jeeps. He's called Trail Mater, and you can see his rescues on YouTube and Instagram. Speaking of obstacles, the next one we're going on is called Hell's Gate, and it's only for advanced riders.
Okay, we're going to go into Hell's Gate. Going down here, I like to call it the Highway to Hell. On the other side, I call it Stairway to Heaven.
optional obstacle more difficult. Okay, this is Hell's Gate entrance. Oh, mama.
Started down here one day and I had this guy up front, had the wife in the middle. The husband yelled at the wife, "Wow, honey, look at this." And she yelled something else that sounded like old fire truck. I turned around, looked at her, and husband turned the camera at her. He goes, "Wow, honey, I didn't know our children were old enough to teach them the 4-letter vocabulary. I thought we were still working on 3 letters. You know, cat, dog, run, fun." He says, "If you want to teach them the 4 letters," he says, "I got some I'd like to teach them. You're going to hear Mommy say words today. You can only say it in Jeep." Dad goes, "All right." He says, "Jeep words." He says, "You know, Grandma drives a Grand Cherokee."
Well, we made it down the gates of hell, but what goes down must come up. All right, over on the other side is the gates of hell. And this is the stairway to heaven. Many beginners get in trouble on this section. Here's my friend's front tire coming way off the ground, showing that though this doesn't look that steep on video, it is dangerously vertical. Jeeping in Moab dates back to the 1960s. After moving here in the 1970s, Dan got heavily involved and played a big role in turning Moab into a jeeping destination. He served in some Jeep organizations and even as the mayor of Moab for a time. His nickname is the Mayor of Slick Rock. Throughout our ride, people kept wanting to stop and talk to Dan. They'd regularly tell us that we were riding with a legend. Some of the riders didn't know who he was. While we sat at the bottom of the stairway to heaven, waiting for my son to get in filming position, one rider asked Dan if he was too nervous to attempt the hill. Dan replied, "I named this hill." And remember the section where my friend nearly flipped? Notice how the old timer gets the corner of the tire on the wall. We've survived the stairway to heaven. Or have we?
So good, I think we made it. I think we made it. Wow!
That little stunt really got our hearts pounding, so it was time for a little break. Dan's traditional snack is strawberries and whipped cream.
No double dipping, okay? Dip monks. I got a special strawberry for Mom. Here you go, Mom. Open wide.
I've got a white beard like Dan.
Here, this is yours.
We got some delicious strawberries for our little afternoon snack on our Jeep ride. Dan's got us covered. Oh, baby, look at that. We're going to get to one final crazy obstacle, but first we're taking in some wonderful views of the upper Colorado River with Arches National Park on the other side. We're really loving this one-of-a-kind experience. Man, I love the West.
As we back up, everybody, Jeep, Jeep, Jeep. I want to hear your backup horns. Jeep, Jeep, Jeep. Closer we get to the edge. Jeep, 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 Jeep. Jeep. Just like that. Giddy up hill. Yeah, giddy up, boy, giddy up. Yeah.
We've arrived at our final obstacle. Welcome to the belly button. This obstacle is similar to a deeper and more difficult obstacle. Dan told us about this obstacle called Mickey's Hot Tub, and it took me a minute to figure out that it was named after him. Mickey used to be his radio handle. Before we close the book on this memorable adventure, I'd like you to think about something in relation to your travels. In the past year or two, we've had some adventures in this amazing world of ours that I will never forget. We rode a slingshot through the twists and turns of the Black Hills of South Dakota. We rode e-bikes to the aqueducts in Rome, venturing through the countryside along the ancient Appian Way. We rafted on the Snake River in beautiful Jackson Hole, and we rode a horse into Bryce Canyon National Park. These are a few of our family travel memories I'll treasure forever. Our Hell's Revenge tour is at or near the top of that list. So my question for you is, what is your favorite travel adventure that you've done? Please share it in the comments so others, including me, can get ideas for our future travels. Thank you for watching.